All right, what do you want to get out of the next 20 to 30 minutes?
Definitely. Well, I have 3 topics. But first one is one I'm mostly struggling with is lead generation and getting more clients online.
Like, what makes you say you struggle with lead generation, for example? What do you not know? What's not working? What do you need the most help with when it comes to generating more leads?
Finding people, like qualified leads. And I've tried scripts. I've tried messaging a lot of people on LinkedIn, and that doesn't seem to work. So I want to maybe try more Instagram, and I'm very fast on Facebook.
Have you tried messaging people on Instagram?
Yeah, but I don't know where to start. And also, I think I have a limiting belief about, or I'm just lazy. I just don't want to go through my phone and spend 4 hours on my phone.
So I'll say this with love, but you will stay stuck if that's the mindset that you have.
Yeah.
Nobody likes DMing, but it's a necessary evil to make the money.
I think it's good to know if you're messaging someone on Instagram to just follow the same script. Like, I just go through the questions of their struggles, their pain points.
Yep. So the script, basically from a 30,000 foot view, is what are your goals? What have you tried? How long have you been stuck? Have you ever worked with a coach to help you?
Yeah.
Are you open-to the coach to help you? That's pretty much it. And then there's a little bit of fluff in between there, but that's the straight line, so to speak, that you should keep them on in the direction in which you should take a conversation.
Yeah. Okay. That's usually what I do. And then some acts, they just goes after struggles, and then you keep reaching out. And I sent like 6 times.
6 times reaching out?
Like,
Oh my God. Yeah, for a week that's too much, I think. If you mean like 6 times in 6 days. My rule is I'll follow up to 7 times. So I'll follow up to 3 times in the messages, as long as you tell me your goal. So once they tell me their goal, instantly they get 3 follow-ups for the next 72 hours. If they don't answer, that's a dead need, I leave them alone.
okay.
If I get them down to saying, hey, you're working with the coach, and they ghost me there after they say yes, they go on my follow-up list and they get 7 follow-ups until I take them on the list.
Okay. That makes sense.
That's so 7 though are spread out over months. So every 1 or 2 months, I'll follow up again.
Okay. And that works. Are you seeing it?
Unsafe so.
My old mentor told me 7, like max 7 follow-ups, but he didn't break it down like I guess like this.
Who was your other mentor?
That his name?
Yeah.
Isaiah Grant.
Never heard of him.
He also had a fine on mine.
Does he do like fitness business coaching?
No, he does business owners.
Got it. Yeah, so then you want to change up the follow-up. So don't just keep saying, hey, you want to book a call? Ready to book a call? Hey, you want to do this? Like, don't just keep shoving the call down their throat. So different types of follow-ups I use is like humor follow-up. Like one time I took a picture with our dog, me and Amelia's dog, and I said, he gets a treat if you enter this message, right? And one time it was around Halloween, and I put like a sheet over me, and I cut circles in it. And I said, you can't ghost a ghost, right? Like, so funny things like that.
That's fine.
Will get people to follow up, to answer. Making sure my last message didn't slip by you. Current events. Remember when like aliens were everywhere, UFOs were in the sky, the news was going crazy. I don't know if you watched the news, but earlier this year, UFOs, everyone's like, oh my God, alien, blah, 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 blah. So what was my follow-up? Oh no, I hope you to get abducted by aliens before you to respond. Why? Because it's current events. If you were to follow up with like humor follow-up like that now, what time of year is it? Christmas. So you say, oh no, hope Santa did take you up a chimney with him before he left your house. All right? And people will laugh and you'll get a follow-up because it shows you're human, not just a robot and someone that smells like they want your money.
Right. That makes sense. For example, I have this client, or not potential client on Instagram. I was seeing her yesterday, and she gave me this whole entire paragraph of her pain, her struggles, and then at the end of like 3 paragraphs, it said, "I love your work. I know your value probably costs a lot, and I don't even know if I can afford you. I can barely look."
So do you want to go through that as if I were you, or what? Or do you want to tell me what you said and I can give you feedback?
I just built your feedback. You can see what I said. I just gotta get more people like her. Apparently, she met a couple of years ago, so I don't make this about her. But yeah, I just said I acknowledged her pain points, and I said I was curious how much you think online coach costs.
That's what I would say. Good. So I really respect your work. I want you to know that I'd be amazing to work with you someday, but I'm not sure if I'm able to pay you what you're worth. At the moment, I'm barely holding on to a temp job, and I don't want to lead you on as a client. Finding material really inspirational and motivating. Super sweet. We met a couple years ago. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Honestly, it's to be confident. You lost 100 pounds, an amazing goal. You have only 35 pounds to lose. I'm just curious, how much do you think an online coach costs? Cool. So this is something I would def follow up with and like give a humor one.
She's read it like 16 hours ago, so
Yeah, so she read it, so I would follow up.
yeah. I don't know. I don't know what you think with following up like after 2 hours.
I usually anything more than 12 hours that has been left unseen, then I'll get it back sure. So just follow up. I would have said, oh, curious, or I would say, well, I'm honored you think my services are so astronomically high. Curious, or how much do you think it would cost?
Yeah. So you're reframing the question, the previous question.
Right.
But yeah, definitely that is doing or getting more leads online and trying to go into clients.
Do you follow that framework, or was that news to you on where I explained today?
Which framework?
The viral framework, the do's, the don'ts, the examples I showed.
Yeah, I used some of it, but not all of it. That's why I was taking notes on it.
Yeah, so if you're not getting leads, it's because either you're not running ads or you're not, if you're doing organic, it's okay, but then you have to do organic and you have to understand how the algorithm works and what your ideal client wants to see from you.
Yes. Which one of my questions was my niche. If I could show you my Instagram, you could see.
Sure.
Because right now I have busy professionals as my niche.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
So this is like the niche for people who don't have niches. So
Okay.
if you can't think of anything, then I guess that's okay. Because there's nothing really else for you to say. But helping busy professionals is not a niche.
I like the one, or I think you mentioned it. I'm talking with so many clients at restaurants, so I was thinking of changing it to be more specific.
Desk ground people
Yeah.
can do that. But like you have to really relate to it. I think it's more of a serving job because I've had people try that. And if you go the desk down route, the way I've seen it work is if you really talk about posture and stuff, not so much just weight loss. Not that it will work with weight loss, but that niche really makes sense if you separate yourself to talk a lot about posture and sitting like this all the time. Right. So unless you're like super passionate and knowledgeable about that stuff and you kind of want to go in that direction,
Yeah.
just be careful. You can always test, but
Right. Okay. So you're saying just making the niche, what I have in my bio, to be even more specific to grab.
can you describe a busy professional to me?
Anyone that works 9 to 5.
Say that curse word again.
Anyone,
What's the definition of a niche?
like one specific person. What do you usually?
Would you say that anyone in specific are pretty different?
Yeah. No. Definitely. So I can narrow it down to helping the women lose 20 pounds in 90 days, or helping women that work 9 to 5, that are sweating in 9 to 5, lose 20 pounds.
90% of the population work 9 to 5. So if you're going to say anything, I would say women. Is better than the busy professionals, for sure.
Okay, so I'll work on that.
Yeah. So the exercise you did today, right? Are there enough pain? Are there enough of them? Can you relate to them or bridge that gap for them? Or do they have money? Whether that's a job, a belief, a health issue that you can relate on, any of the above. So you do some thinking on that. But default is everyone's busy professional. I think you're better off with just women. And then really appealing to a specific type of woman, like your personality. Your personality will, if you're just going to stick with women, will shine for your content if you're authentically and unapologetically yourself.
Yeah.
With lifestyle content and talking videos and like making a video about, hey, I just flew across the country to a retreat in a country that I knew nobody, met a bunch of strangers, super uncomfortable, but I did it. I'm so grateful I made this investment in myself. Why? Because then people who maybe feel super uncomfortable to go to the gym and want to hire a trainer, but just can't because they can't get themselves to the gym.
Right.
Relates to that with you.
Yeah.
So that's where when you become just not a fitness trainer, but a personal brand and a personality, that's where you start building a niche around something that's not really niche, like women.
Right. Yeah. No, definitely. I'll hear that. But yeah, I definitely want to get more comfortable with talking to the camera. And for the last 2 months, I'm definitely getting more creative with content and sort of finding more what I like.
Right. So just remember there's a difference between what you like and what your clients may like. What my clients may want to see.
Yeah.
What you like may do shit and not get any engagement. Why, if you can go see your competitors, a video that gets 4 million views, as long as you agree with it, you may not like how the video looks or like exactly how they phrased it, but it works. So you'd be foolish enough to just use that. So yes, obviously you want to have fun and create your own content, but do you want to have fun and make this a hobby, or do you want to spend your time, maximize your dollars per hour with the most time efficient posts and content creation that you can to what? Generate leads, post more clients.
Right. Exactly. I definitely see that working because getting feedback from new followers. I asked them, like, thanks for the follow, this curious but prior to my page. They say like has helped a lot.
Good.
But I want to get more than that.
Consistency. So you remember knowing your numbers. Every, say, 500 followers, you get, 50 to answer a DM. Out of those 50, you book 5 calls. How many posts did it take you to get, and out of those 5 calls you closed 2? How many posts did it take you to get to 500 followers? Let's say it took you 10 posts. 10 posts, 2 weeks. If you want more clients faster, what should you do? Post twice a day. Because now, if not 2 weeks, it's only going to take 1 week.
Right.
So the more you put out, the faster it'll move. Usually, lack of results can be fixed by just doing more.
Right. Exactly. And figuring out what works, what doesn't work.
Of course, remember rowing the boat in the right direction, right? You could be doubling down on something that's completely wrong and never get to where you want to go.
Yeah.
Like if we put 2 motors in the back of that little boat we took today and it started going the opposite direction towards the street, would we ever end up getting on the yacht? No. But if we put 2 motors in the right direction, we would have gone to our yacht a lot faster because you have 2 motors now. So similarly here, double down, we'll get there faster.
And then I was on to ask you about selling high ticket fitness coaching. And right now I have like two tiers. So I get tier 2 is about $100 a month. And then 3 is $750 a month. $750 is just more time one-on-one with me. Mm-hmm. So it's like twice a week. And then $500 is once a week.
Check-ins or workouts, or already once, twice.
Workouts. It's
definitely not a target for that. Like that's not skill. Can you do that with 70 clients?
No, that's why I was going to ask you, like, how would
you think you need to meet your clients? You think that's what they want? They don't care to meet you as long as you're holding them accountable, getting the results. If you want to, like, if that's too big of a jump to not meet face-to-face with your clients, maybe you do a 15-minute Zoom for a client once a week But really, you really don't need to do that more than once a month once you get comfortable with that.
Yeah.
If you have the right program set up with whatever app you use, Trainerize, HeverFit, whatever, and it's structured and laid out well, and you have a good onboarding call setting expectations, you don't need to meet your clients like that often. Spend 2 hours with them a week, 1 hour with them, or whatever.
That's why I want to change, because I can see that's not its goal. So so it's just the onboarding call, 15-minute check-in per week. Would you recommend the still setting tiers?
So I would do month. I would do per like 3-month package, 6-month package, 1 year package instead of tiers. Your tiers, you can almost count as a downsell of like, if someone comes to you in the DM, they're like, oh, I just really don't know how to track macros. I work out all the time. I don't know how to track macros. On the sales call, they just talk about, oh, if they suck in nutrition, but like they don't mention anything about workouts. And if anything, they feel confident in their workouts. You're not going to pitch them the full package for $750 a month that includes workouts and nutrition, because they don't need half of it. So why would they pay full price for something they're not going to use half of? So then you have a downsell for a nutrition only package.
Yeah.
That is less. So I wouldn't call it really tiers. It's just kind of more a la carte. Like, what do you need?
Yeah. Okay. So you would say if they just wanted nutrition, it would just be either a 3 months, 6 months, or 12 months.
For anything, all your batches, 3, 6, or 12 months.
Yeah.
All right. So you have, say, 1500s at 3 months. You have 2400 at 6 months. You have 4200 for a year. This is for both. All right. Now, if they say, I just want nutrition, so I call this nutrition only, NO. All right, let's see, maybe 900 for 3 months, 1500 for 6 months, and say 2400 for 12 months. This is nutrition only, right? I wouldn't necessarily cut it in half, but you take some off because they're not asking for workouts. So to them, you can't charge the same price, even though like you're kind of spending the same amount of time with them, check-ins and stuff. You're just not programming workouts. But you can't ask them to pay full price if they don't need half of what the program includes.
Right. So, for example, like if they just want nutrition, I would just, let's say they want to do 3 months, and that's be an okay. And
then every five sales that you make, as long as your close rate is above 50%, boost your price of that.
That's another thing too, is sales. I do pretty well at. I'm about like, if I had 10 booked calls, I close 5, usually 4 or 5. But one thing that I notice that I'm not the best in is when it comes to if you don't solve your problem, you're going to lose this amount of money. And I struggle with trying to get them to talk about money.
What do you mean by that? You don't want him to talk about money really much.
You don't want to. Could you have them like say a number? Like,
and you mean objection handling?
Yeah.
At the end, like after you told the price, or like
before? I asked them how much do you have allocated to invest into your.
I wouldn't ask that. It's always going to be a number that you don't want to hear. Yeah. So you tell them the price, and then if like oh, you can't do that, and your eyeball pop out of the head, then you do what we call open wallet, where you just ask them straight up, okay, do you want my help? Yes. Okay. I have to ask you a few personal questions around your finance and let's see if I can make this work. Anyone who actually wants your help will be open and honest with that.
Right. Sometimes that's like very to the point. I should do that. But sometimes in the past, I'll say, instead of do you want my help, like if it wasn't for the money, I'll scale 1 to 10. How confident do you feel in our process?
That should be asked before you even mention anything about your price.
Yeah.
All right. Everyone's going to give you an 8. 8. Why an 8? Well, I just don't know the price yet. All right, so like it's just money driven. Yeah. So you have to make sure that there is nothing wrong with the program, and they are 110% confident that if they sign up, they will get results. Because if they have any doubt of that, you tell them the price, it's not going to just link on anything worse. And you don't know, is it the program or is it the price? If you make sure, isolate that the program is perfect, and when you pitch the price, so program's perfect, they're ready to start, their spouse supports them. That's all stuff you ask before you pitch your call.
Yeah.
With your price. When you pitch the price, if they give you any sort of objection, okay, now it's a real money objection most likely, right? Some of it is and some is, you just work through that.
Yeah.
All right. But yeah, I wouldn't ask budget because they're going to tell you a number that was lower than you want to hear most likely. Yeah. And as you meant like, they mentally, something happens psychologically, we're like, 200 a month is my budget. And they say that out loud, and then anything above 200 a month, they're like, I just told you 200 is the budget. Like, I can't do that. And I put this mental, even though they can, even if they could afford 500, because you asked them the budget and they said it out loud, they will not go back. It's an ego thing. I told you 200, 200 is where I'm at.
That's true. I've had many calls like that.
Yeah.
Or I've had calls where they do talk about cost of inaction. Let's say one of them was like diabetic, like obese.
Mm-hmm.
They said, they're like, yeah, this would cost me over 100K if I don't take action in the next now or the next 5 years.
Mm-hmm.
So to solve your problem, usually I say to solve your problem of losing 50 pounds.
To solve your problem, lose 50 pounds over the next 90 days, your full investment would be that.
Yeah, to solve your 100K problem, your investment's only 5K.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Yeah.
Sometimes I could do that sometimes if the calls plummeting, or I could do also what you said. Just go straight to the price.